Hi, this is Mr. Evans. This is the first video looking at business in the real world for GCSE business AQA. This slide here is taken from the specification. The name of this unit, the first unit, is business in the real world. And in this unit, we look at the nature of business activity, the role of enterprise and entrepreneurship, and the dynamic nature of businesses. You need to be aware of the impact that business in the real world has on the four functional areas of business: operations, human resources, marketing, and finance. I'll cover these in more detail in later videos, but that's what the specification tells you need to understand. And this is the first unit. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the just introductory stuff, really, some of the basics. What is a business? And the difference between goods and services and needs and wants. So let's get right on. A business is an organisation that uses its resources to trade goods and or services, usually with the aim of making a profit. So you can distinguish a business from other organisations like charities, like schools, like hospitals. Charities, schools, hospitals and businesses are all organisations. They're groups of people who come together to achieve a specific aim. In the case of a school, it might be to achieve good exam results, to educate students, to prepare students for the wider world that they will be going out into. A hospital has the aim of making people well. The thing that distinguishes businesses from other organisations is that the vast majority of businesses, their main aim is to make a profit. I'm not saying every single business, their main aim is to make a profit. Some businesses have different agendas, like, for example, creating employment, or they might have other social agendas, like having a positive impact on the environment. But the vast majority of businesses, their main aim is to make a profit. And if you're a business, say a social enterprise that has the aim of creating jobs for people in the area or something like that, even if the main aim of the business isn't necessarily to make a profit outright, they will still need to at least break even. In other words, to at least cover their costs to survive. So what does a business do? It changes inputs like land, labour and capital. These are the inputs to the production process into outputs, which are finished goods and services and waste. Those outputs, the goods and services that they produce, they hope to fulfill customers' needs and exchange them for money. And if they can ensure that the revenue that they earn from sales outweighs the costs of making those products, they will make a profit. Okay, and I'll go into more detail about what profit is in a later video, but that's the key thing you've got to remember. The main aim of a business is making a profit. So the specification highlights a number of reasons for starting a business. You might think of some others which are probably valid, but these are the ones that are listed in the specification, so I'm just quickly going to go through them. The first two, producing goods and supplying services. This is basically about one reason for starting a business is to produce a particular product. Okay, it might be that you've come up with a particular product that you think would be very useful for people. It might be that you want to provide a service like personal training to help make people healthy. But these first and I'm going to go into more detail on the differences between goods and services in a later slide. But these first three, really, producing goods, supplying services, distributing products, are really the same thing. The reason for starting a business is that you have some sort of product that you believe could either earn you a profit, which you can put towards your income and supplementing your life. Or these goods and services you believe will create benefits for other people that you really want to provide. So the fourth reason listed on the specification is to fulfill a business opportunity. So you might have spotted that there is a gap in the market that you want to fill with a particular business. You found a product where you found a market niche where there's customers with unmet needs, and you think that you could design a product that would fill those needs, and therefore you could start your own business doing that. And the final one is that some organisations produce a good or service for the benefit of others. So social enterprises say that produce products to, such as recycling bins, for example, or a bin that maybe sorts your normal rubbish from its recycling, makes that really easy. That might be a product that would benefit the environment. It's a good or service to benefit others. So these are 5 reasons listed in the specification for starting a business. Okay, you'll probably think of others, like maybe you're bored in your current job, or you want to be your own boss. All of those are valid and are in fact looked at later on when we look at entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. So I'll come back to those reasons later, but those reasons I've just gone through there are listed right here in the specification. So also listed in the specification is that you need to understand the difference between needs and wants. So consumers have needs and wants. Needs are the things that are required for someone to survive, so food, clothing, shelter. Wants are products that people desire, but are not necessarily essential for day-to-day survival, day-to-day life. So that would include most things. However, if you just think about your basic needs being fulfilled, you've got enough food to survive, you've got enough clothing, you've got enough shelter. Is that enough to lead a fulfilled life in the 21st century? Probably not. So there's I've put a however in here. What constitutes a need in modern society? Do we need transport to get from A to B? Well, I would argue in order to work or in order to get to school, often we do. Is access to education a need? Well, probably it is. Maybe you could survive if you were just growing your own food, but that's not really realistic in the modern world. So I would say access to education is a need. Access to broadband, or at least the internet in some form, is that a need in the modern world? I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but certainly access to broadband, access to all the information that's online, is going to make your life a lot easier. So just for the sake of the specification, needs are the things that are required for someone to survive. Wants are the products that people desire. It's not quite as simple as that in reality, but let's keep it nice and simple for the specification. The needs are things that you need to survive. Wants are things that people desire. Final thing in this opening video, you need to understand the difference between goods and services. And this is really important. Goods are physical products that are produced by organisations, for example, cars and medicines. In other words, goods are anything that you can touch. A door, a pen, a coat, a jacket, a computer, cars, medicines, food. All of these things are physical products that you can touch. Okay, they're different from services in that services are intangible products. In other words, you can't touch a service. It doesn't exist in reality in the same way that a good does. So, for example, I have a car. That is a physical good, but I'm not legally allowed to drive my car on the road without insurance. Now, I have insurance on my car, but I can't touch that insurance. Yes, okay, I could print off the paperwork and touch that, but that paperwork itself isn't the insurance that means I can drive my car. The insurance is a service. Equally, I have a bank account where I keep my money. I can't touch that bank account. It doesn't exist in a physical way in reality, in the way that, say, a mug does, but it's a product nonetheless that is produced by an organisation. So other examples of services might include getting a haircut. Okay, yes, you can touch your hair once it's cut. Yes, you could touch the scissors as they're cutting your hair, but the product itself, the haircut, is really an intangible service. Cleaning services, personal training. Again, these are all things that you can't really touch. Healthcare provided by a hospital, the service that a dentist provides. All of these are examples of services. And education, like hopefully you're getting at the moment, you can't touch it, it's a service. So good is a physical product, services are intangible products. I hope that's helpful.